Hi everyone, my name is Samantha Webster. I am a fourth year PhD student at Northwestern University, and today this video is going to talk about making a spinning object out of cardboard and using a continuous servo motor. First, we have all of our materials. We have big scissors that can cut cardboard, continuous servo motor, all of our pressed cardboard pieces that have the slots marked, the cuts that we're going to make, and hot glue gun. So these are actually going to go, these are going to be the stand for the servo motor so that it can stand up and be held. This little shelf that it's going to sit on with that stand. And then we actually have two tiny pieces that go on the back of the spinning part to hold the servo motor. So first we're going to go ahead and cut out the hole that's going to be our spinning object so that the marble can fall through. This is a little tricky to do with big scissors. I definitely recommend smaller scissors for this, or a pencil or something, because it was quite difficult maneuvering the large scissors for small holes. I actually ended up cutting the end of the circle, so I just hot glued the edge of it so that it stayed closed again. So next we can continue prepping our cardboard. We're going to cut out all of the slots for all of the stands and stuff. So we have those ready. And then first we can put the sort of X, the cross that's going to sit on top of our spinning object to sort of divide the spaces so that a marble could fall into any one of these portions while it's spinning. And looks like it fits. We're going to make sure that it's center, which is why the cardboard was marked in the first place. But once it looks center, we can go ahead and put some hot glue down and put our cross in the center of the circle, like that. Make sure you hold it down long enough for it to stay put. There we go. So it's going to be rotating on its side like this. You'll notice I don't have an edge on this spinning object. That's because I neglected that in this video, but you should have an edge on the outside of your circle so that the marble stays in. But next we're going to put the tiny slots on the back of the spinner so that our servo can sit. So you see I slid the servo arm, one of the servo arms, under the little cardboard that was hot glued, and we're going to keep the servo there, and we're going to put more hot glue down, and we're going to then keep the servo on while we put the second one down so that we know our servo is secured, not coming off there. Now we can easily spin that circle across and the hole. Next, we're going to be making the servo motor stand. We're going to start by making the two little upright parts first, which is cutting out slots and putting on the little feet pads so that it can stand up correctly. So we'll start with the first one and make our way to the second one. And stand up so we can hold up our servo and spinning object. And next we're going to put the little, sort of a little shelf so that our servo can sit at an angle and spin. I noticed that I accidentally cut out the slots straight, so I'm actually just going to recut a very high angle slot on both of the stands so that it can actually tilt at an angle like that. probably about 45 degrees is what you want to aim for. So once those slots are cut, you can actually slide the shelf onto both of the stands so that it can stand up and be held. Make sure that your stands are as far apart as your servo motor is wide, so that it doesn't have any movement once you place the servo in there. Since these were kind of flimsy pieces of cardboard, it was a little difficult to slide this on, but I eventually reinforced it with some hot glue like this. Sort of did some underneath so that I knew the shelf wasn't going anywhere once I had it in place where I wanted it. Now we have our little stand with our tilted little shelf, and we can actually go ahead and slide the servo motor inside like that. And there we go. This is our stand with a spinning object. And now we're gonna talk about how to make it spin. So we're gonna start by plugging it in. We obviously have our whole contraption that's able to stand. We have the cord that's coming off the servo motor. You can see that there's a brown, orange, and yellow wire coming off of that. So we're going to take our 3 alligator clips. We're going to plug the black one into the brown line. This is your ground line. Next, we're going to take our red or orange alligator clip and put it in the middle line, or the orange line, which I believe is our power line. That is the voltage that we're going to send. And then we have our white alligator clip going into the yellow line, which is going to be our channel signal. So taking our circuit board, as you can see here, it's a little fuzzy, you can't really read it, but there are indicators on it. We're going to take our black clip and put it on the ground, which is GND, so it's grounded. Then we're going to take our red power, our hot line, and we're going to put it on the V out channel. And then the white one is going to go on the A1 pin. There we go. So our servo is all hooked up to our little circuit board, and our spinning object can stand freely. Next, we're going to plug the circuit board into the laptop, my USB. It's going to flash green, which means it's ready to load whatever program you want on there. In this case, all I did was have a constant signal sent to the pin A1 in a forever loop, so that once I loaded it, it spun continuously like this. So you can do a lot of different speeds and 2 different directions for your spinning object. You can see a different angle here of how it is spinning, and I could actually disconnect and it'll spin. The servo arms are being held really well with our 2 cardboard pieces, so it's really easy to maneuver and change if we want to mount it differently. And to stop it, you just press the reset button on your circuit board again. It'll flash green, and you can change the program if you want to, or unplug it once it's done.